Hello, welcome to the second part of the Drumroom sessions. This is the Auckland chapter of the Gunroom sessions, which are run by Angie in Christchurch. In case you missed the memo last time, the reason why we did this was because it was unfair. I felt it was unfair to Auckland bands because we don't always get out to Christchurch, so we don't get the opportunity to be on the show. So I thought we'd use my drum room and get some North Island bands in here so we get a broader spectrum of what's happening in the New Zealand music scene. Today we have a band called Minimal Silence. Hi.
Hey. Hello, mate.
We've got Sebastian, Logan and Mark, not necessarily in that order, so if you guys could introduce yourselves and what you do in the band, that'd be great.
Hey, I'm Sebastian and I'm the lead guitarist.
I'm Logan, I sing and play bass.
I'm Mark and I drum and sing sometimes.
Yeah.
Cool, and you all went to, was it Howard
College, yeah, all three
Howard
of us.
College.
Yeah, left last year.
Okay.
Yeah, mate.
So you're about 18 now, 17?
We were all 18, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, you've achieved a reasonably, well, I mean, you've achieved a lot, actually, in the short time that you've been a band. How long exactly have you been a band?
We've been a band for close to like 4 or 5 years, but we've only been really serious about making it our like passion and our living for the last kind of year being real serious. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, it's been in the last year that most of the stuff has happened just because we've kind of taken an extra leap in being active about trying to be musicians.
Sure. Well, I went online and found out a bunch of stuff, and I wrote it in my blue book as always. But I thought I might give you the opportunity to tell me some of the things. There's something about the Smoke-Free Rock Quest. I have the answer, but maybe you can tell the people who are watching. What is the answer to that question? What happened at the Smoke-Free Rock Quest?
Go hard. One of you two can.
Basically, we took out the national finals for 2017 and got a few prizes, like music video.
So Smoke-Free Rock Quest, with Imaginary Friends, the production company, they pretty much just worked us through how to make a video and how to record your song, and then we did all that stuff and recorded our single House of Flies and made the music video, and it was just a really cool experience being able to learn all this stuff for free, which was definitely the plus side to that. Yeah, not out of our pockets, so it made it a bit easier.
There was a stage in that music video, right? Because I watched it the other day, so I did my research. And I was wondering, did they actually build that stage for you, or was there something already there?
So they hired the stage from the Rock Factory or something, one of those people, yeah, and we just put it up in his backyard. So the whole music video was just filmed in his backyard. We brought over a bunch of friends and did it like that.
Basically, they gave us like $8,000 to like throw a party.
Yeah, so we just
in your backyard.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. So like, most of the people who are in the audience, I mean, obviously the crowd was a higher crowd, basically. Like you sort of like asked your friends and.
Yeah. We didn't pay any of them. They paid.
They paid us.
They paid us to come.
They weren't people just walking past who were attracted or whatever. But
yeah.
So I mean, how do you set up the social networking to get those kind of people together? I mean, were they friends through your school, or?
It was pretty much just we all reached out to who do we know that would come to this, and we were like, sweet, we'll just hit them up, and then made an event and just added everyone that we thought might want to come, and people that didn't, and people that did. It was, yeah. Okay.
Because I've noticed that like part of your success has been your ability to manipulate, or not manipulate, but maybe like use social media. A lot of things that you've done have been achieved through voting, and such, which has all gone through social media.
Yeah.
What advice would you give other bands who are of similar age who would try to achieve the same things?
Just be very present, like constantly keep interest out, because it's amazing to post, like a polished music video, something really nice, but then if you don't post for 6 months after that, no one's gonna really give a crap, So it's just keeping, I don't know, just staying in the public eye, kind of.
Presence.
Yeah, exactly. Just making sure that people know what you're doing and when you're doing it, so they stay interested and don't lose interest over time.
Okay, is that primarily through Facebook, or do you use other platforms?
We got Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube.
Snapchat.
Yeah, we got a Snapchat. Yeah,
we post that's really good to get closer.
It's more
with
personal.
The crowd,
Yeah, because it's one-on-one messages rather than.
Oh no, it's more of a story. Like you put on your story and people see that behind the scenes, kind of.
Yeah. So the majority of our social media kind of presence is definitely Facebook, just because that's where we're the most popular. I guess it's just the biggest kind of social media platform that we have. Yeah.
Yeah, even when if one of the bands that I'm in, if we put a video on YouTube, say, we put a video on Facebook, the Facebook video gets, say, I don't know, 50 times more.
Yeah.
And YouTube kind of gets, like, I guess, strangled because Facebook doesn't really share.
Yeah, I feel like the Facebook's more personal as well. Like they're not really going to find you unless they're looking for you. Whereas with YouTube, it's kind of more. I don't know. YouTube's just hard because there's so much stuff out there that no one's specifically going to go looking for that unless they know it. You know, like whereas on Facebook, you can stumble across a friend of a friend posted this and shared this, and it just works out a bit better.
You played Storm the Gates, and how did you achieve that? Because I mean, being such a young band.
Mm-hmm.
And having not really, I mean, it's not like you were in the circle for ages. And
Yeah, not played
built
things
up a
like
rep,
this. Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, you played Storm the Gate. So how did that come about?
That's
Quite
you.
guy in the corner.
We just saw it on was it your mum?
Yeah,
It was
my mum tagged us in it like competition.
Yeah, and we were like, oh yeah, we should do this. So like we signed up and we had to like get people to vote for us, and we just like posted it on Facebook and all that to get people to vote, and we got the most votes and we got it.
Pretty much took over our lives like 24/7 for a solid
We did message a
few
lot
weeks.
of people.
Like I don't think there was anybody on my friends list in New Zealand that wasn't messaged. Like all of us night and day were just scrolling on our phones and messaging everyone we could, just please vote, please vote, please
We kind
vote.
of made it a thing of like people were actually kind of involved in that.
Yeah,
They felt like they were
hyped
helping us.
for us
Right,
rather
right.
than just
So they
"Oh, we'll
voted
do
like
it."
every day for
Yeah.
us, you know.
So they sort of vicariously played Storm the Gates through you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
We
yeah.
basically just drove it into them and
Yeah.
they
Cool.
went
Yeah, I
into
mean, I did wonder how much behind the scenes effort it would have taken a band that's only really been doing everything for such a short time to achieve, you know, such a big milestone at such an early time.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
definitely
So
It was difficult.
It was quite painful. Wasn't
pretty
it?
much became a full-time job. Yeah, for the competition. Yeah,
We weren't doing anything.
we
so
weren't
it
doing
was-
anything else. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, next thing to see the debut single House of Flies. The internet told me that it hit #1 on the New Zealand rock charts. Is that correct?
It did.
Is it still up there, or is it?
No,
I think it's about like 17 at the moment.
yeah,
last I heard.
it's
Still
still
alright.
on the charts. But yeah, that was. I remember looking at that and just being like, "What? Nah, that's wrong." And then like going in, looking deeper, being like, "Nah, that's still wrong," and going and be like, "Oh no, that's right. That's mean."
That's great. So, was that played anywhere? Was that on the rock or something?
Yeah, so they were doing it like 4 times a day on the rock.
Yeah.
I think they're still playing it on the rock, just not as often. But yeah, and then we've obviously got like New Zealand Music on air and people like that all looking after it a bit, which was
It's got like
which was
25,000 views or,
Yeah, it's
or
doing
thereabouts, which is
a lot
amazing.
better than what we thought it would do.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure quite a few people were surprised. Actually, they're like, "Oh my god, these guys!"
Yeah, this little Hulk band. Yeah.
It's amazing, awesome. So, well, what are your plans for the rest of the year? I guess it's going to be hard to top 2017, early 2018.
Yeah.
But I mean, you must have some aspirations, perhaps more realistic aspirations
Yeah.
for the rest of the year. What are they?
So at the end of
23rd of April.
yeah, so from the 23rd of April for the next week after that, we're going to be recording an EP. So
How
that'll
how many tracks will that be?
be 7,
I think it's gonna be 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Yeah.
Well,
so we're
seven's almost an album, really.
yeah, exactly.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
So yeah, we're recording that at the lab with Chris Mack, who's still gonna be working with us after we met him through Smoke Free Rock Quest, because he was pretty much forced to work with us, but he liked us and realised that we were all good, so he's
Was that
working with us
Was
again.
that one of the prizes?
It technically
I did see
was,
there was like a $10,000
yeah. So there was
prize or something.
yeah. So we got 10 grand for recording, and then 8 grand through Imaginary Friends for the video.
Yeah.
And so the recording was done at Roundhead with Chris Mack from 660, and he was just helping us through everything and just making it more polished, because obviously we don't have the studio time to be
So that was for one
as
song.
onto it. Yeah, that was one
10
song.
grand for one song.
Yeah. I know, right?
It's a bit steep. eh?
Yeah, I know. I thought so too. Like, I thought
Somebody
so.
was laughing. And
Like
they
we're
did all
doing
that.
7 songs for less than that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I mean, the lab's an awesome studio. I've been fortunate to record there before, and I've witnessed quite a few other people recording there too. It's have you actually been there? You've been downstairs?
Yeah, we've been. I've been there. I've never recorded there though.
Right. Well, will you be recording sort of live as a group, or will you be doing separate takes, or?
So yeah, what we're doing for most of the songs would be doing it just standard recording, drums, then guitar, or drums, then bass, then
Right.
whatever's going on. But then we're hoping to do something fun, like a live video or something where we're all playing and we can video that and send that out and just
Okay, more
Something
as a
up
bonus than a.
yeah,
Might not
or
go
like
on a track.
hidden
EP.
track kind of thing. Like yeah.
Okay, good. So when do you imagine that will be
out for viewing probably.
We have no idea. We just know we're recording on the 23rd.
We just know when we're recording, but I'd say it'd be late June at that point.
Yeah, it'd be a few months after that.
Okay.
It'd be June, July, I'd say.
I guess you've got to get it
Rough,
mixed and mastered. I mean, that all takes time, especially with 7 tracks, because you're going to have to listen to the mixes on each track.
Yeah.
It does actually take a lot longer than you think.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I would say probably something like October, personally.
Really? Wow.
Well, I mean, if it was me, I'd probably take my time and make sure.
Just to make sure everything's right.
Yeah. I mean, you've kind of started out so well that kind of a lackluster EP would kind of be inadvisable. But if it's an amazing EP, then you'll just...
As long as it's by the end of the year, it's kind of like we've
we're-
done something, you know.
We're booking out a tour for the Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to go pretty much from here all the way down to bottom of South Island and back up and just touching pretty much everything we can on the way down.
Okay, how many shows approximately will you be
As
doing?
much as we can.
As many as we can.
Estimate, like 10, 30?
It'd be
100?
between 10 and 20, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so I think when we gave it a rough plan, it was something like 18 gigs or something up and down the country over a month. And
will you be doing it with some other bands?
so what we're hoping to do is hopefully talk to either some of the other Smoke-Free Rock Quest bands that we'd work with that live in various parts around the country and get them to like open, or just, you know, we'll come down and play a gig and they'll play too, and that way we'll have people that like both of us come along, and more crowd and more interest.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
and go to places where people are and do gigs with them there.
okay, get like local supports.
Yeah.
Easily. Oh, okay, that's awesome. So I read a Stuff article that was written recently. I can't remember the lady who wrote it, but she kind of said that your sound was you said it just before we started recording. What was it?
They said what was it, punk power trio.
Yeah.
Power trio. Thank
Punk
you.
power trio.
It's punk power trio, which when I read it, it sort of, my eyebrows sort of nodded together. So I was like, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, if we were Destiny's Child or TLC, that would work.
Yeah,
That would work.
but I definitely heard like a Foo Fighters and a sort of Nirvana, like a mid-90s grunge kind of sound, but with a modern polish on it.
That's exactly, you're the first person who's interviewed us to just be like, sweet, that's what you guys are, and we're like, yeah, that is what we are.
I think it was just the verse riff, just was quite sort of, I don't know, Foo Fighters saturated perhaps.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Like Monkey Wrenchy.
Yeah. And you're wearing silver chair and you got the
You got the plan.
Oh man.
Our EP is going to be more like less,
Less
Foo Fighters-y.
Yeah.
less
polished.
polished, because House of Flies was our commercial foot in the door, pretty much. Like that was what we were. That was our most commercially viable song that we come up with at that point, and we thought we'll put that out. That's a good idea, and that was a decision between us and Chris. Yeah.
So the other tracks, would you say that they're also kind of grudgy as well, or are they different?
They're just pretty much the whole EP is.
It's
Our aim is pretty much just to be as grungy as possible, just kind of 90s grunge, don't give a crap kind of attitude.
I mean, the first few Nirvana albums were very unpolished.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
they did pretty well. Really, pretty well for themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think they went hungry.
So so pretty much just trying to be as grunge as we can, being 18-year-old boys from East Auckland, but
Cards are stacked against you.
yeah, pretty much.
All right. So, is there anything else you'd like to add? Anybody you'd like to say hello to, or thank you to?
Hi, Mum. No, just thank you to everyone that supported us, especially through the Storm the Gates voting process and all that stuff through Facebook. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without you people, just being behind us and constantly giving us that push to bring new stuff out and keep being better than, just keep getting better.
Keep supporting us.
Keep supporting us. Thanks for the support. Keep doing that.
Cool. Well, thanks very much for travelling all the way over from the other side of Auckland. It's like a Lord of the Rings saga. Where are we now?
We're 6 movies deep and we're not even here
Sky
yet.
Tower.
Yeah.
Halfway there. So thanks very much, boys, and best of luck for the EP and the rest of 2018.
Sweet as. Thank you very much.
Cheers.